It's Monday, June 2nd, 2025, at 6 p.m. We'll call our meeting to order and start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next one, roll call.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickle.
Yes.
Lockett.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Payable.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Okay, can I get an approval for tonight's agenda? Motion by Hollister,
Second.
seconded by Alien. No discussion, take the roll.
Rickle.
Yes.
Lockett.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Payable.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
All right, next is public participation. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to get up and address the council? Anybody on Zoom? If not, we'll move on. We have no presentations. Next, item 7 is a public hearing. And it is a public hearing regarding 50% budget reimbursement benchmark review for the 23CF003 Sunshine Learning Center project.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'll turn over to Tricia Wagner from ECIA, and we were not waiting on you. We were having sound troubles.
You know, I wasn't sure. Does anybody want a copy of this or have one?
I have passed.
We did. Oh. Somebody wanted-
Yeah, so it is required that we have a public hearing to review the status of the fund when we get to about 50% of the budget. Actually, it is required before any further reimbursements will be made, so this was a crucial point. So I will just go over this document, and at the end, if you have any questions, let me know. So the project, all are familiar with Sunshine Learning Center and the renovations happening there. The state of Maquoketa applied for and was awarded $480,000 for a community development block grant to provide funding to make facility expansions and improvements to Sunshine Learning Center. The decision was later made to select the alternate options that were presented by the architect in the bid packet, which increased the cost of the project. A contract amendment was submitted by the city to AIDA and approved to increase the CDBG award to $600,000. Accomplishments to date: on December 18th, 23, the city of Maquoketa contracted with ECIA Grant Administration. AIDA released the grant funds on March 11th, 24. An invitation to bid was published for contractors on July 3rd, 24. And the bids were due on July 25th, 24. Those that responded were Sheets Design Build, LLC, Tricon Construction, and Reconstruction, LLC. It was determined that Sheets Design Build was the lowest responsible bidder at $669,500 base bid and $736,650 bid with the alternates, which are listed there, just to make the project a little more, I guess, covering more of the aspects of the plan. And the city of Maquoketa approved the lowest responsible bidder's base bid on September 16th, 24, as well as the change order for the bid with the alternates on the same date, September 16th, 24. The grant budget is as follows. The CDBG funding for the facility expansion improvements is $575,000. The city of Maquoketa's matching funds are $120,000. Sunshine Learning Center's matching funds are $30,000, and the grant administration funds are $25,000. So the total cost for the project being now $750,000. Or was $750,000. There have been some change orders. First, the alternates were added for the $67,150. Then there were some others that followed, replacing the sound installation, The state plan review costs were added on, kitchen doors and flooring replacing and mechanical diffusers installed as a result of the remodeling. Replacing some ADA sinks and changes to some of the plumbing fixtures. So the total adjusted cost is $782,065. And then as far as expenditures go, to date, as of today, what has been compiled and done. So the architect and CDBG facility expansion improvements, those expenditures have been $368,291. The city of Maquoketa and Sunshine's match funds have been expended $95,965. Administration for ECIA, $10,236. So the total expended to date is $474,492. The total requested from IDEA to date is a little less than that, as we can only request up to that 50% mark, or 50% mark. So that is at $355,831. We do have another draw that's ready to go for $94,899. That will be requested from IDEA no later than June 15th. Remaining work will be billed as completed. The project is estimated to be completed no later than June 30th, 2025, and I understand that probably will be much sooner, but we don't want to tell us anything. And upon completion and approval of the construction, the project will be moved to closeout. Any questions?
So it's on track?
Pardon?
Everything is on track?
Yeah, I can't keep up. They're moving really fast, so it's great, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. All right.
Motion to close the public hearing.
There was a motion by Ryan, second by Colister to close the hearing. No discussion, take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collis,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
yes, Simonson,
Yes.
Riddle.
Yes.
Okay, we move on to our consent agenda. This is for the minutes of the May 19th, 2025 regular city council meeting. Bills payable through June 2nd, 2025 in the amount of $2,940,998.58. Number of cigarette permits under Dollar General, and Casey's 2278 and 2846 Fairway Store, Main Street Tobacco. Punky's Cans and Cash, Walmart, Hy-Vee Dollar Fresh, KWIK Star 212 and KWIK Star 894, and KJ's Convenience.
Can you just briefly, what's the bulk of that 2.9? It's all just a lot of bills for
Airport
public.
levy. Our debt service payments are due in June, and that's a lot of it. Citywide debt service, not just what we're tax levying. Main Summit as well, and I don't think do we have anything from the wastewater treatment plant on this one, but yeah, late last week Missy was out and walked over to Jan and I nailed it down the list and start drawing out those things. You get to that 2.9 number, but certainly identified this is the largest number we passed by consent agenda, but everything's contract backed. That's in this list and always has been since I've been here, and it's an obligation that we owe, and we quickly go for the grant reimbursements when they're due. In fact, we got a $900,000 one from the FAA already related to the airport project in just 2 days, so the money goes out, quickly comes back in this list.
I don't know, what
All
is
right.
that? I don't know.
We have a motion, we have a second? Second. Motion by Colister, seconded by Bennett. We have no discussion, take the roll.
Collis,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Riddle,
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Okay, item 9 is old business, if we have none. Under new business, it's a resolution approving building inspector employment contract for Christina Schneider.
Thank you. Well, It shouldn't surprise you, at some point Brad was going to step back from city employment, and I personally am extremely thankful for Brad, and we had a nice chat at the end of today for his service. And we advertised for the building inspector position, received a decent handful of candidates to choose from, and there were a top 3 that we felt were okay to decent, and that Christina's resume and experience was quite strong, with some history in Clinton as well as Dubuque and her work experience, and has a lot of local government experience doing exactly what Brad does, plus many of the same boards he does. I feel it's the city's greatest chance to succeed. Had a meeting late in the afternoon talking about this transition, and we're excited in the office to welcome her. I don't think it will be an easy transition. I look forward to helping her along and having her find her way and meeting Maquoketa with where it's at and its property maintenance challenges. So what's in front of you is an employment agreement that I've crossed with our city attorney as well, just to kind of put together an agreement for a department head, because I don't believe Brad had one that had a full contract behind it. So that was kind of the uniqueness of Brad's position when he came over. So just like John and just like Brendan, we wanted to put a contract on this, and that's what's in front of you tonight, is a department head-like contract for consideration. It's the last step, the deputy city clerk pay scale, which the finance committee approved. She's accepted it, and she's set to begin June.
Here, a motion by Colister, seconded by Rickroll. Any discussion? Take the roll.
Cole,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickroll,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Holt,
Colister, yes.
Colister. Sorry.
It's just one of those days. It's a Monday. All right, that passes. Next is a resolution approving change order number 1 and 2, increase in the total amount of $8,334 on the South Main and Summit intersection project. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. First one of this change order request is when they dug up the street, they found out the stormwater inlets in there, the connection was 60 inches instead of 48, so that was in the need category, of course. And so they broke open the retaining walls and started working on things. The northeast corner had a retaining wall extension to the north because it was just going to allow for land and not meet the concrete steps that are on that northeast corner. So it made sense for us to do the retaining wall all the way to the concrete structure, so we don't have any aggressive land erosion into the sidewalk like what you see on the southwest side and some other properties on South Main. So we move forward with recommending these. It's still well under that state grant budget and hasn't cost the city any local match dollars at all, besides the engineering fees. I know, assuming approval of this, the golden question is, when's that open? It's not tomorrow, so please be patient. It's going to be Friday. I know that seems surprising, but there's a few things that they have to get into place, and the state inspection was this morning, a substantial completion inspection, so we're past that at this point. The community can expect that open Friday.
Was there any penalty built in for the over working day?
I don't think that they were over their working days because of weather. I'd have to verify that with J.D. Shekel over at the county office, but even this morning I didn't hear him talking about assessing local damages or bringing this option to us that we could make a claim.
Okay. Here, a motion by Colister, seconded by Bennett. And if we have any more discussion, take the roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickroll,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you.
Holt,
Yes.
All right, well, we made it to reports and communications. Anything from any of the council members? City manager?
Not tonight. Thank you.
Accept the motion to adjourn. Motion by Coleman,
Second.
seconded by Bennett. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? We're adjourned.